Hey everybody, it's Chris from Cali Raised LED, and today we're going to be installing our side MOLLE panels for our 2014 and newer Toyota Tundras. To begin our installation, we first need to assemble our panels. This is done in 2 steps. The first thing we need to do is combine our panels. When they're lined up correctly, the 2 flanges meet in the middle, and the 2 flanges on the top are pointing in the same direction. Grab a short 1/4 inch bolt and a 1/4 inch lock nut, put it through the hole and tighten the nut. Grab your second short 1/4 inch bolt, put it through the panels, put on your lock nut. Grabbing your 3/16 Allen wrench and 7/16 wrench, go ahead and tighten them down. With these tight, we can now install our rubber bumper. Take your rubber bumper and your long 1/4 inch bolt. There's one edge that is rounded on the rubber bumper. This will be the side that you insert your bolt into. Can be tough to push in. Sometimes it's helpful to get an Allen wrench and help spin it to get it in. This is just rubber inside here, so this will cinch down very tight if you keep going. What you're looking for is about a 1/2 inch bolt sticking out. This will then install into your 1/4 inch hole on your panel. With that in place, we will take our 1/4 inch washer and put it in place, and our last 1/4 inch lock nut and put that on top. Again, this is rubber and will compress. You only need to tighten the bolt and the nut so that the threads are engaged with the nylock on the nut. Please note that it's just through the nylock and we're not tight any further. The bumper is secure and we're ready now to get the panel up on the truck. Now that our panel's ready to install, we need to prep our truck. The first step is to take this top plastic cap partially off. While Toyota gives us these beautiful outlines for stake beds, they're not actually removable caps, so we got to pull this whole thing partially off so that we can access the holes underneath. You simply can grab this front edge and pop it up across to here. After that, there are now clips on this side. These are a little bit more difficult. Simply lift up and kind of wiggle it side to side, and these will pop up. This one right here, while this one popped out nicely, can be very difficult at times or break very easily. In most cases, this will stay in place. It's okay to leave your bed cap like this so that you can still work but not break your clip right here. So because this one popped out nicely, we're gonna go ahead and remove it so you guys can see what we're doing. But if your truck, if this is stuck, that's okay. Just leave it in place and continue with your installation. Now that our cap is off, we're gonna put our backing plates inside these holes. To set up our backing plates, we're gonna take one of our square nuts and this backing plate, and you'll notice that there is a little channel for this to clip in. Simply slide one end in, squeeze it together, and it pops right in for you. This one is now ready. We'll do the second one. Squeeze it, and it clips right in. At the rear of the truck, Toyota gives you 2 holes. We're going to be using the one that's closer to the front of the truck. Go ahead and just slide this in and set it in the pocket. Up here in the front, there's only one. Again, slide this in, set it in the pocket. Our final step before we can put our panel on is we need to remove the rear tie-down hook. If you have our bed channel supports, that's quite all right. This panel's made to work with that, but we need to take this hook out of position for the time being. With our hook out, we can now lift up our panel. Simply bring your panel up and set it nicely in position. Now that our panel's in place, we're going to start by taking a 1/2-inch bolt, installing a washer, putting it through our panel. We're then going to put our spacer on and slide the 1/2-inch bolt through the factory hole in your bed. With that in position, we're now going to thread this bolt into our backing plate. This hole can be deep depending on the size of your hand. You may need a set of pliers to help you get your plate in position. With the thread started, we can now repeat the step in the front position. Take our bolt and our washer, we put it on, we insert it through the panel, we install our spacer and put the bolt through the hole. And tighten the bolt into the square nut. Leaving these hand tight, we're now ready to move on to our next step, which is putting our bolts into position up here. We forgot to mention it previously, but you do have a bed hook up here that needs to be removed before we put in our bolts. Grab your long M8 spacer and your M8 washer, put the washer over the bolt, put your spacer behind the panel, put your bolt through the spacer and into your factory hole. Repeat this process for both positions. With these in hand tight, we can now move to our front position. Grab your short M8 bolt, install the washer, take your factory hook, put the bolt through, and install it back into its position. With everything in hand tight, we can now tighten all of our hardware and complete our installation. We've now tightened all our hardware. Our installation is complete. You can mount your high lifts, your quick fist, your shovels, your axes, your MOLLE bags, anything you can think of. This panel is now ready to support. Thank you very much for choosing Cali Raised LED. Please go to caliraisedled.com for all of your lighting and off-road needs. Thank you.